Hey guys, happy Friday. My name is Brooke Sullivan and my topic is domestic violence against women. Domestic violence is widely prevalent and women are much more likely than men to experience intimate partner violence. It has a significant impact on their lives, such as violence resulting in fear, injury, and leading to the need for services. More than 1 in 3 women in the United States experience sexual violence, physical violence, or stalking perpetrated by an intimate partner during their lifetime. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's 2010 National Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey, nearly 1 in 10 women in the United States have been raped by an intimate partner in her lifetime. In 1994, Congress passed the Violence Against Women Act. This act, along with the 1996 additions to the act, recognized that domestic violence is a national crime and that federal laws can help an overburdened state and local criminal justice system. The majority of domestic violence cases continue to be handled by state and local authorities, but the federal laws and the benefits gained from applying these laws may sometimes be the most appropriate course of action. The Violence Against Women Act reformed a broken system that often failed to provide victims with resources and bring perpetrators to justice. The law funded shelters and crisis centers around the country. It created a national hotline for victims and trained law enforcement to better investigate violence against women and offer support to survivors. The act has effectively raised our national awareness while lowering incidents of domestic violence. Some victims choose to stay in abusive relationships, and that can be for many reasons. In general, victims remain if leaving will make their lives or their children's lives worse, if they have no real option or resources to leave, or if there are enough positives in the relationship to where it makes it worth putting up with some of the violence and control that's going on. In addition, leaving may also mean an escalation of her partner's violence, increased risk for her children, the loss of her home, income, job, health insurance, immigration status, her faith community, and even the support of her family and friends. The influence of abuse can persist long after the violence is stopped. The more severe the abuse, the greater its impact on a woman's physical and mental health. Survivors need a comprehensive response that addresses their safety concerns and may require advocacy around housing or shelter, legal assistance, and safety planning for themselves and their children and other family members. Victims who are parents also worry about the impact of leaving on their children. What would happen if they separated their children from their father, or how would they feel about it? How would they react? How would it impact them? Since the majority of domestic violence cases are handled by state and local authorities, the National Domestic Violence Hotline and the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence can assist victims in finding advocacy services in their area. Specifically, New York State has New York State Coalition Against Domestic Violence. It's a program that provides training, support, technical assistance, and advocacy to local direct service domestic violence programs across New York State. The Office for Victims of Crime, in collaboration with other Office of Justice Program bureaus and public and private interest groups and agencies, administers funding to programs that develop strategies, discuss ideas, issues, and make recommendations to prevent and combat victimization of women. For example, the Battered Women's Project. The project conducts training and technical assistance to develop effective law enforcement, prosecution, court, and advocacy practices on behalf of battered women. In addition, through the Victims of Crime Act, OVC funds the VOCA Victim Assistance Program, which provides nearly 3,000 local victim services and programs nationwide. These programs offer victims a wide range of services, including crisis counseling, criminal justice advocacy, and shelter. Effective safety planning and advocacy for women victims of domestic violence requires a victim-defined approach, whether victims leave, stay in contact, remain in the relationship, or come and go. Victim-defined advocacy begins with an understanding of needs, resources, perspectives, and culture of each victim. Advocates' duties include offering information to victims, providing emotional support, and helping finding resources and filling out paperwork. Frequently, they also accompany victims to court hearings. They may also contact organizations such as criminal justice and social service agencies to get help or information for victims. Advocates must use the full force of their knowledge, creativity, and resources to assist women victims of domestic violence. A working relationship or partnership is built between the victim and the advocate using the victim's perspective, the advocate's information, resources, and assistance to enhance the victim's safety strategies. The advocate and victim will then work together to implement those strategies, modifying them as the victim's life and circumstances may change. Victim-defined advocacy is not just listening to and doing what a victim wants. It requires the advocate to participate in an active, dynamic, and culturally responsive way with information and resources that create and improve options for each victim. All victims, not just the ones who have already left the abusive relationship, deserve the resources and protection of domestic violence intervention and advocacy.